Hello everyone, welcome back to more Elden Ring video. In this video, I'm going to show you my level 150 Fire Gravesite build. In this build, I will use Gravesite as my main weapon and perform Spinning Strike as a war. If you're looking for a fire build that can easily destroy most enemy and boss like R3 Avatar and Malenia, then this build is for you. If you want to see more Elden Ring video like this one, make sure to visit my website to see the detail for each build, link in the description below. Without further ado, so let's get started. Gravesite is a Reaper that scales primary with strength and dexterity. This weapon dropped from Skeleton Mage, who wield this weapon at the graveyard west from the lake facing cliff side of Grace. What I like about this weapon, it can cause blood loss build up to the enemy. Also, the style itself is like the Grim Reaper. Having this weapon equipped also raise your fatality, which can resist instant death by 35. For Ash of War, I like to use Spinning Strike and choose Fire as main weapon affinity because it has the highest scaling compared with other affinity at 762. What I like about this Ash of War is that you can keep swimming your weapon as long as you have stamina, which makes this skill very effective when you do spamming attack. Besides that, it only costs 2 FP per swing, and if you press normal or heavy attack while spinning, you will do a really cool finishing move. This Ash of War dropped by Edgar. You can kill him either at Castle Monterey or when he invades you at the Revenger site. For incantation, I like to use Flame Grim Strength to boost physical and fire affinity attack power up to 20%. So it's really great combination with my weapon that has fire as main weapon affinity. For long range attack, I like to use Pest Thread Incantation because it only requires 11 Fate to use it. Another alternative is Stone of Gurang Incantation that have same requirement as Flame Grim Strength with 15 Fate. For seal, you can use the most basic one like Finger Seal can be purchased from Twin Metal Hash at the Round Table Hold for 800 runes. There are some talismans that I can use to increase my attack power and defense. With Dragon Christ Great Shield, you can reduce physical damage taken by 20%. Next is Sword of Alexander, you can greatly boost the attack power of skill by 15%. Another one is with Rotten Wings Sword Insignia, you can greatly raise your attack power with successive attack. It's very effective especially when you are performing Spinning Strike weapon skill. Last but not least, with Fire Scorpion Charm that can increase fire damage by 12% but increase physical damage taken by 10%. You can also use 2 Crystal Tears combination to temporarily boost your status. With Opaline Heart Tear, you can temporarily boost all damage negation in physic by 15% for 3 minutes. Next, with Flame Shrouding Cracker Tear, can temporarily boost your fire attack power up to 20% for 3 minutes. Another skill buff that I consider to use is Rallying Standard to raise damage and all damage negation up to 20%. In order to use this skill, you need to bring Commander Standard Weapon. This weapon dropped from Commander O'Neill located on the Heart of Aonia side of Grace. If you doing correctly, in total you will increase your AR from 762 to 1214, which make this build really powerful to melt most common boss and enemy. For armor, I like to wear Rattan Set armor to give me a good protection for my character, and for helm, I like to wear the Royal Remains helm to make it look cool just like a real Grim Reaper. For level 150 build, you can fill up the basic requirement for Gravesite and Commander Standard Weapon, also Flame Grim Strength Incantation. In this build, I put 40 in Vigor as minimum requirement for my health, 25 in Mind, 42 in Endurance to increase my stamina and equip load, 73 or more in Strength to increase my attack power, 14 in Tech for Commander Standard Weapon requirement. There is no change in Intelligence, 15 in Faith for Flame Grim Strength Incantation requirement, and there is no change in Arcane. The way this build works is first you can consume Crystal Tears, cast Flame Grim Strength Incantation, and perform Rallying Standard Weapon skill to buff your character. After that, you can start attacking the enemy with your Graveside weapon and performing Spinning Strike skill over and over again.
finally met my man.